Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 6th video of the series How Healthy is Thanksgiving? If you haven't seen the previous episodes, check them out here. After the intro, we're going to start with today's recipes, the rest of the side dishes for our Thanksgiving dinner. First, we are preparing the maple butter carrots because they are super easy to make. We just have to peel the carrots, trim the edges, and cut them into stripes. Heat up a pan, add a knob of butter, and when the butter is melted, throw in the carrots. Season them lightly with salt and some pepper and give them a good toss. Let the carrots take on a nice color. Pour in a little bit of vegetable stock and cover it with a lid. Let the carrots steam for about 10 minutes. And once the carrots are al dente, we can set them aside. There is a big variety of carrots, from white and yellow to orange and purple. After the consumption of carrots, the palms and even the face of some people turn orange due to the carotenoids in this vegetable. This is especially common in babies. However, some people live with this phenomena for the rest of their life. For the carotenoids to be available to our body, it's necessary to damage the cell structure of the carrots. This can be achieved either through heating them up or by grating them into a salad. Furthermore, fat is needed for the resorption of the carotenoids and vitamin A, because these are fat-soluble vitamins. So best fry your carrots with some oil or butter before consuming them. We all heard this phrase from our parents when we were kids. Carrots improve the eyesight. But is that true? Well, kind of. Without a good supply of vitamin A and beta-carotenoid, which can be converted into vitamin A, our twilight vision deteriorates, and in the worst case, you can get blind. So it's not a bad advice to eat up your carrot. If we look at the nutrient profile of 100 grams of carrots, we see that they mainly consist of water and have very few calories. Also, they contain quite a bit of dietary fiber, which keeps you satiated longer and decreases the risk for colon cancer. Besides the vitamin A and carotene mentioned earlier, carrots also contain a lot of vitamin K. If we look at the percentage cover of the recommended nutritional values, it's quite obvious how they excel in these vitamins. As for our maple syrup carrots, there's quite a lot of, in my opinion, unnecessary sugar. I find carrots to be sweet anyway, and the maple syrup didn't add anything good in terms of taste, for me at least. Also, we can see that the sodium and chlorine amount is increased, because we salted the carrots. A bit of electrolytes are always welcome. But in the relative overview, the most impressive nutrients are the 3 vitamins, K, A and carotene. Welcome back to the kitchen! Now it's time to prepare a Thanksgiving classic, green bean casserole. First, we're going to heat up a pan, and in the meantime, cut some champignons. In the classic green bean casserole, the champignons are cut in thin slices, but I like rough chunks better. Oil it up and sear the champignons. Give them a good toss. Then we finally dice half an onion, for which I'm gonna use my manual blender so I don't have to cry. When the mushrooms have a nice color, we'll reduce the heat and add the onions. I'll also add in a few cloves of garlic because they make every dish tastier. After a few minutes, when the onions have turned translucent and lost their sharpness, we season them lightly with some salt and pepper. And then we set them aside for later. Now that the mushrooms are ready, we'll tend to the green beans. You can use fresh or frozen ones, that doesn't really matter, since they need to be boiled in salt water anyways. In the meantime, we'll dissolve butter in the pan we used earlier and add flour to produce a roux. Then slowly pour in the milk and season it with pepper, salt, nutmeg and onion powder. And of course, don't forget the Parmesan cheese. Now we can add in the vegetables and give it a stir. Mix everything well, and for a few minutes let the sauce absorb the flavor of the vegetables. Now we can transfer it into a baking dish. Finish it off with more Parmesan cheese. You can never have enough cheese. And some breadcrumbs. Cover the casserole in some aluminium foil and then bake it at 180 degrees for about 30 minutes. Then take off the aluminium foil and increase the temperature to 200 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes to give the casserole a nice crust. And that's it! Our green bean casserole is done. Before you go though, let's check which nutrients this side dish gives us. Green beans, like all beans, originally come from Middle and South America. Green beans are an exception to the other beans in regards of what parts are typically consumed. Mostly the husks of green beans are eaten and the beans themselves are still immature inside. Other beans are consumed on their own, when they have matured. You should never eat green beans or any other legumes raw, since they contain the toxic protein phasin. Even in small doses, this can cause serious poisoning symptoms like vomiting and diarrhea. If you take in too much of it, your red blood cells start to clot, your gastrointestinal tract is bleeding, and you may even die. So please boil your green beans in water for at least 10 minutes and discard the water afterwards. However, that's no reason to cut beans out of your diet. They have few calories because they consist mainly of water, and additionally they contain quite a lot of vitamin K. If we look at the relative numbers, you can see that 100 grams of green beans already cover 40% of the daily recommended intake of vitamin K. Also, they deliver many B vitamins and dietary fiber. So if green beans have a nice nutrient profile on their own, how does our casserole do? For a side dish, it also has few calories. Because we used milk in our casserole, it has a bit of cholesterol, but not that much, considered the daily limit is 300 milligrams. The milk also gives us a nice amount of calcium. If we look at our graph, we can see that this dish contains every nutrient listed here. But most noticeable are vitamin K and the electrolytes sodium and chlorine, which mainly come from the salt we added. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on the next episode, where we finally prepare the stuffing for the turkey. See you!